Good day, everyone, and it's always been a pleasure to be part of the Global Insurance Fraud Summit. It's good to see everyone back again into our annual conference. Honestly, our way of how to handle the fraudulent transaction within our insurance sector is a quite complicated aspect. The reason behind it is that we would like to participate and to show how Najm actually leverages the technology to hide blind spots related to our insurance fraudulent transaction, which is considered to be one of the biggest pains in our industry that affects our premiums, affects our ecosystem and the economy scale of the industry itself. If we're looking at the subjects that we would like to cover today, it's going to be quite interesting in the matter of talking about the new horizon, how our strategy is actually being embedded within the insurance anti-fraudulent transactions. In addition, how is our strategy is basically being built around that kind of an ecosystem, from the basics of it, which is the infrastructures, the technology, the artificial intelligence, and the machine learning tools that we're going to utilize to go ahead and how to handle such fraudulent and such actually legitimate transaction that we would like to differentiate between. If we're looking at Najm itself and the introduction of the overview of the market, the insurance industry in Saudi Arabia, it's not yet at the level of the maturity that we are seeking for. We're still looking for a huge growth actually within the industry by itself. So if we're looking at the 2020 year, we've had a gross written premiums that actually grew by 2.3% up to 38.7 billion Saudi riyals, where it is actually over what we had in 2019, and that shows a healthy indicator of the growth and the maturity level of our insurance sector within our beloved country, Saudi Arabia. Also, in addition, if we look at the motor itself, the motor constitutes of over 20% from the whole insurance industry in Saudi Arabia, and it's considered to be the second rated insurance within the industry as a product. And that's actually, we're looking forward to increase it as well. So in the first half of 2021, per the records that we have, there's an additional increase that's being happening from 22 billion actually against in 2020 that has been recorded for 21.4 billion riyals, with a growth of 3.2. Those by itself and the figures and the numbers shows the indicators on how the growth is continuously happening in Saudi Arabia when it comes to insurance. Maturity level is a quite important aspect for this industry by itself, in a way that we have to maintain and sustain this industry ecosystem in a more appropriate way. And that actually brings us to multiple numbers and figures that we have to discuss after this video that we have to see about Najm, and it would be a pleasure to show it.
Vision 2030 has been shaping a future-ready society in Saudi Arabia. Our vision supports the insurance industry as the neutral and fair backbone of the insurance ecosystem, and aim to achieve a world-class business model that embraces everything Vision 2030 stands for. We aim to improve the quality of life and rely on innovation and digital transformation in insurance services, investing in digital solutions to enable a seamless insurance experience for customers, a surge in insurance penetration, and improving road safety. With 24/7 accessibility through our exhaustive data sharing system, insurance companies can offer clients up to 60% in premium savings. Thanks to our paperless accident system, our customers can digitally submit their reports with one click of a button. Our hassle-free digital mapping and guiding systems dispatch the closest liability determination specialist to arrive within minutes and issue a digital report. We take pride in our specialists, which are fully trained on insurance and traffic laws, and are entirely capable of determining liability within minutes. Our digital automation solutions have enhanced the motorist experience by increasing transparency through detailed digital reports and updates. We're moving forward with Vision 2030 in our hearts and people's best interests in mind. We're embracing technology, leveraging capabilities, and improving ourselves to ensure a safer society and a better life for all. We are Najm.
Welcome back. And after the video that we just watched, how about we have a glimpse of what is our strategy in Najm? Najm by itself has been established in 2007 as a consortium that has been actually created by the insurance industry itself and by the governance of the central bank in Saudi Arabia. The aim of this organization is to streamline and adopt all the possibilities that we can increase the potential of insurance penetration, also to safeguard the insurance industry, and also to be a fair and a neutral party to deal between the insured and the insurance sector itself. So in that essence, since 2007, Najm has been striving, to be honest with you, in the matter of creating strategies to attain this objective that we had, which is basically the neutrality. That's why in the early 2020, we created what we call base strategy. Base strategy actually constitutes of build, accelerate, streamline, and excel. The main objectives of this strategy falls under three criteria. The first one is basically we want to accelerate the growth of the Saudi insurance sector to enhance the customer experience as well through automation, digitization, and artificial intelligence. In addition, the advanced operation through actually adopting best-in-class technologies that can impact the entire sector. So Najm strives also always to introduce new technologies that will matter a lot to our customers' experience and the way how they go through the loop of its insurance sector that relates to the motor itself, where our horizon falls into. In addition, with a new Najm actually being into a new business model where more adopting into the insurance penetration rather than just actually creating a revenue stream from accident itself, we're empowering the sector financial and operational capabilities. So Najm objective is to reduce number of accidents, so we're talking about road safety, and in addition, we're talking about insurance penetration to increase the sales of the policies itself. So this kind of matter drives us into understanding what is the global position of the latest global insurance fraud trends. If you look at the numbers that has been collected from various resources around the globe, we can tell that in 2020, 3 billion riyal has been actually written and basically looked at from an e-fraudulent detection in 2020. The US by itself contains a $912 million dollars of fraudulent transaction, which actually constitute of their industry between 12 to 14%. This by itself is a huge number. If you look at it, this thing actually have a negative impact on the policy prices, the premiums itself, and also a dissatisfaction of having fraudulent transaction, unethical transaction going into the industry that our forum that we're at today needs to fight back. China as well have a huge matter of the sector and the segment of it. If we look at the global forecast, which I hope it doesn't happen, to be at 12.8 billion in 2027 with a CAGR of growth actually 22%, that is not healthy, and that's why we are sitting here communicating with each other to find the solutions that actually can counter this, and we can bring those numbers to be much, much lower. So when it comes to the motor insurance segment, the losses are attributed to fraud are quite high. In a sense of the US, as we mentioned, between 12 to 14, we're looking at figures that actually is hit by the numbers of the billions, and these kind of figures and numbers are taken from bottom line, top line of the whole industry, and that is not healthy in the matter of looking at it in the global factor. If we look at Saudi Arabia by itself, per some announcements, we're looking at Saudi Arabia between 15 to 20% of fraudulent transaction of the motor industry itself. So if we're looking at the numbers that we're looking at based on the written premiums and the claims that has been actually initiated as transaction, we're looking about 1.2 billion Saudi riyals, which is almost $320 million. To our sector and to our industry and the ecosystem here in Saudi Arabia, this is quite high, and that's where Najm roles comes in. So that's why we need to counterfight this. So if you look at the KSA insurance, what is legitimate versus fraudulent claims? So we spoke about the premiums and the written premiums, so now let's talk about the claims and how big they are. So if you're looking at the years that's going on, we can tell that the road safety has been enhanced when we see that the motor claims has been reduced tremendously, which means that we are at the right track at the same time. However, counter-fighting the fraudulent transaction is still a big toll on our industry. If we are trying to mature this industry and try to be more price-centric and providing better insurance policies values, we have to reduce the fraudulent transaction as well. So insurance companies would be capable to reduce their prices and to increase the insurance penetration for the motor industry itself. Najm targets for this moment that we would like to be on an annual basis that we would hit around 115 million Saudi riyals of savings. That would be a great number for us just to start with. In addition, where Najm actually started looking at those kind of next generation and next actually digitization era that we're working on to counterfight fraudulent transaction, Najm has built a backbone tier 3 data center to support all of these kind of aspects and projects and initiatives that we're trying to carry forward. So if we look at the digitization we're providing, we're becoming a national infrastructure. We have a big data. The good thing that since 2007, Najm has been collecting accident, insurance policy data, and we can capitalize on this. From our regional and global interaction with our colleagues and such as yourself, we've found out that what we have is something that we can call a treasure. To be honest with you, in the essence of big data aspect, Najm is utilizing this kind of trend. We're moving forward to implement and deploy the latest global anti-fraudulent solutions and trends that's happening. So we're working on data analytics, we're working on artificial intelligence and machine learning, and also we're introducing telematics, in addition with the blockchain transaction styles. Telematics is going to be actually a huge factor in reducing fraudulent transaction. And this thing is basically going to be a long journey for us. Everyone knows when it comes to artificial intelligence and machine learning, there's always that kind of an error percentile that we have to counter for. So we always try to understand between the legitimate claim and the fraudulent claim. And the system will start learning. It's a journey. It's a long one that will take us years and years for us to be able to counter those kind of fraudulent transactions and to bring the market into a proper benchmark, not to exceed 8 to 10% of fraudulent transaction of the whole industry. And that's the main objective that we're working on. So what is anti-fraud strategy that we have so far in relation to our base strategy? As we mentioned before, we said we're going to build. So we will build empowering data analytics. We will actually go through the collaboration with our partners. We have a SaaS system that actually is being engaged now and operational, and it's in the stage of the machine learning. So our artificial intelligence needs to be reaching the maturity level within 12 to 18 months. And in addition, we're going through the acceleration. So the growth through innovation as well is like we're preparing to implement the anti-fraud products. So Najm also is going to be offering the insurance industry certain products that covers for anti-fraud that we will talk about shortly. When it comes to streamline, customer experience is very important to us. As you know, a lot of insurance companies would like to delay a bit of the claims. That's why sometimes we could go for suspected cases to make sure that actually the cash flow doesn't get depleted in that essence. But Najm is a neutral party that needs to find and regulate actually the resolution between what is fraudulent and what is legitimate. Also, in addition, for excelling our performance through capabilities. The capabilities we have so far in Najm that we built in the past few years is extremely powerful in a sense of that we are being one of the first companies that provides insurance services when it comes to a certified Uptime Institute data center as a tier 3. And this benchmark and this infrastructure will be utilized to cultivate on all the solutions and the system that we can provide to augment the economic benefits, digitize and automate customer experience, and also enhance traffic safety. What actually we're working on due to the heat maps that we're capable of generating within Najm system. We understand where the accidents happens. We understand how to monitor those, and we can actually have some certain surveillance system, cameras, our officers to be on site, and also the telematics will be an add-on when we have it into the maturity level in the future. Let's take it one step forward. What is the Najm success story that we have? We're not coming actually out of a blunt and a blind spot. No, we did actually some testing. We've been working on anti-fraud for the past 3-4 years, and we have some good numbers. So consorting the anti-fraud efforts actually, which we are doing now with our colleagues around the globe, is how to collaborate and how to increase our experience with each other in fighting fraudulent transaction. exchanging information is quite essential as well. And that's why we're sitting here and talking to each other in the matter of trying to minimize this kind of what we call a disease that hits the industry by itself that needs to be eliminated. So if you look at Najm, by utilizing its solutions for the meanwhile, we've been encountering actually by flagging around 50,000 cases to be suspicious fraudulent cases, worth of 513 Saudi million riyals. That by itself is not what we say a legit and non-legit claim. So that's where our artificial intelligence and machine learning is going to come over to minimize that kind of differentiation between categorizing what is fraudulent and not. But thank God we were able to have waivers in the past couple of years that was totaled around 100 million Saudi riyals, which is quite a big number for the industry that still didn't reach that maturity level that we can see in the insurance industry in the US or in Europe by itself. So we can tell that our pilot that has been launched is basically very successful. We've been saving the industry around 100 million riyals, and those products are going to be an additional commercial services that Najm is going to be providing as an anti-fraud solutions, and there will be some expected outcomes. So we have 3 products. The first one that we have running now is basically we have Rust, which is basically the on-site field monitoring. This product is already active. Our agents are well trained to identify and understand what is a fraudulent scene looks like, and we always utilize and look at the cameras, we see at the evidence, and whatever is available for us as an information to determine if there is any kind of suspicious acting going on. The product that we're trying to launch, and we're awaiting the approval from the industry for it to be able to move forward, is 2 products. We have the fraud indicator report. That report is going to be available for the insurance companies who have their own actually anti-fraud departments. So they will have essential data that relates to the parties of the accidents, the vehicles itself, all right, and that's basically is trying to utilize the big data empowerment that we have within Najm and the data that we have for the past years. The last product, which is considered to be the most sophisticated one, which is Tahaqqaq. There will be a video that we will show you about Tahaqqaq, but let me tell you something about it. This product is going to support insurance companies in controlling and minimizing fraudulent claims. The essential of this product is basically to have our own investigators to go ahead and start investigating each and every suspicious case per the demand of the insurance company. Our agents will go to the field, they will go to the spot and the place of the accident itself. They will try to monitor to see if there are any kind of evidence such as cameras that has been recording the accident, and try to build a case either to make it legit accident, that there is nothing to worry about, or to identify if this is actually a fraudulent transaction. In the essence of this video, you will see how the technology and advancements we're utilizing to enable the networking, to enable also social networking investigations. Our SaaS system is a big portion, a big part of it, and I would like you to join me and see this video.
In 2017, 2018, and 2019, the auto insurance industry suffered from claims worth more than $21 billion. According to international statistical data, fraud percentages range between 10% and 30%. Hence, we needed to develop solutions that detect and combat fraudulent activities through technology, human capabilities, wide-scale geographical coverage. It was only natural to launch the Tahaqqaq service. Najm's Tahaqqaq is a fully integrated system that puts the power of AI technology in the hands of Najm's highly experienced workforce, operating in various geographical locations, measuring KPIs while monitoring operations digitally. How does Tahaqqaq work? We start with inspecting the accident location. If a fraudulent indicator is present, the case is flagged. Our back-office anti-fraud agents closely examine the information provided. If suspicion continues, involved parties are interviewed. After the interviews, we compile and examine any other available facts. If the case is proven to be fraudulent, the case is marked complete and sent to the concerned authorities for their action. Finally, the insurance company is notified on the case. Let's ask ourselves, what are the economic implications that can result from not working together, collaborating, or investing in combating fraud? Nejm Tahakak.
Back again. In conclusion, unlocking anti-fraud prospect is very essential for us, very essential to each and every member of our community. Insurance industry depends on our initiatives to make sure that we can reduce this disease that we have within our industry. The ecosystem will never prospect, will never fly if we don't increase our potential efforts to make sure that this kind of fraudulent transaction is being fought properly. There's a lot of people who would like to gain money in an unethical way from an industry that is actually meant to safeguard people's life, to make sure that they live in a comfortable level, and basically to safeguard them from the irony and the destiny of unexpected incidents that happens in their life. So again, Nejm Anti-Fraud Solutions integrates into a big matter. Big data that we have, we will cultivate on. I wish and I hope I can see other exercises and examples around the world that utilizes the same principle and the same style and the design that we have in our big data. We've been blessed that Nejm since 2007 being the hub of the data hub of the insurance industry that enabled us to be able to do those kind of a network and cross-checking what we call transactional databases that will allow our systems to be able to streamline all of the data that we cultivated through the past years. In addition to the machine learning and the artificial intelligence, the new fraudulent detection system, they're amazing, and the way how it has been developed, and we appreciate our partners in the way how they provided those solutions for us to safeguard our industry. And we would like to exchange all kind of information and data and experience and knowledge to be able to grow those kind of artificial intelligence systems and solutions. And that will be by the effort of continuing in such kind of summits, such kind of efforts of integrating between each other, and also looking at the matter of how we can utilize the tools and the technologies that we have in the field. For example, the telematics is going to be a great added value to us. It will be enabling us to understand the behavioral aspect of our insured people. Also invest in the research and development centers that we can work together. Nejm is willing to create an R&D in the future that relates to anti-fraud training, and also how to cultivate on the big data that we have to bring the most innovative solutions that could fight fraudulent transaction. In addition, as we mentioned, the collaboration with customers to have devices installed in their vehicles. Basically, this will add value to us, and it will make us very comfortable, and the customer as well, to be comfortable in dealing with us with the respect of data privacy as well. So being a center for a data hub for national data, we're extremely high when it comes to cybersecurity protections and basically engagement with our surrounding institutions who are focusing on the cybersecurity. We have a tendency of being well governed, okay, from the central bank and cybersecurity institutes within Saudi Arabia, and that we would like to leverage all of our existing solutions to make sure that we fight all of our actually fraudulent transaction. We look forward for the year 2025 that Nejm could reach to the number that on an annual basis we can save at least 115 million riyals. Not in 4 years, but on an annual basis, to ensure that bottom line for insurance companies are being in a much better economical behavior. Also to ensure that there are no fraudulent transactions that is impacting negatively on the customers. As we mentioned, the negative impact is always related to the pricing itself, because insurance companies and actuarian would like to counter that as a risk assessment. I hope that we exchange appropriate, beneficial information. It has been a pleasure to be back again into the summit as well, and looking forward to exchange the knowledge between us and among our community to ensure that we safeguard our customers and also the insurance industry around the world. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best.